Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video we are going to learn about the constructor. A constructor initializes an object when it is created. It has same name as its class and is syntactically similar to a method. Constructor has no explicit return type. We use a constructor to give initial values to the instance variable defined by a class. Now constructor is the very first thing that is executed when we create an object of that class. Now, the constructor has the same name as the name of the class and has no return type. Now, constructor only initializes the instance variable in the class. I hope you know about the instance variables as we have discussed about the variables in our previous video. So let's create a constructor in our NetBeans. So here I am going to create a class of student. I type here public class student. So here I am going to create the instance variable. I type here string name, and this time I am going to create these variables private. Why I have created this instance variable private, I will let you know when we will discuss about the abstraction. So I am going to create another variable private int roll number and private int fee. I have created three instance variables. Now I am going to create the constructor. I type here student, as we know that the constructor name is just the name of the class. So constructor, and in the body of the constructor I am going to type name equals to Java and roll number equals to 300 and fee equals to 10,000. And now I am going to create the instance member functions of this class. So I type here string get name and I return name, and int get roll number and return roll number, and the third one is int get fee and I return fee here. Now I have created a constructor and I initialize my instance variables using a constructor. Now I am going to create the main function. I type here public static void main string args, and within the body of the main function I am going to create an object of class student. So I type here student s1 equals to new student. Type here s1 dot get fee, s1 dot get name, and s1 dot get roll number. And it is going to, when I run this program, you will see nothing on the screen because these functions are now returning the value. So I have to print this value. So I type here system.out.println and I am going to print the value which this function is going to return. So now if I run this program, you will see 10,000 Java and 300 on this screen. Where these values come from? These values come from this constructor. Whenever we create an object of the class, the first thing that is executed is the constructor of that class. So when the constructor is called by the compiler, name is initialized with Java, roll number is initialized with 300 and fees is initialized with 10,000. And when we return these values, we get these values on our screen. You can make the parameterized constructor also. So you can also create more than one constructor in your class. I am going to create another constructor here. I type here student, and this time this constructor will be parameterized constructor. So I type here string n, int r, and int phi, and name equals to n, roll number equals to r, phi equal to f. And now when we create the object of this class, I am going to pass the values here. I pass here John and 200, and fees will be 5,000. And now if I run this program, you will see 5,000 John and 200 is printed on the screen. Why? Because this time we call this constructor, parameterized constructor. When we pass these values, the compiler automatically choose the best constructor, that is this parameterized constructor. If I copy this code from here and going to paste it here, I pass nothing here. And change it to S2. And now if I run this program, you can see that at first we got these three values, 500,000, John, and 200, which we pass to the constructor. And second time, when we pass nothing in the constructor, the compiler automatically use our non-parameterized constructor that has these values. So you can create parameterized constructor and also non-parameterized constructor. Now what will happen if we only know about the two values? Now you can also create another constructor. Now I am going to create another constructor here, student. This time this constructor only take one argument, or you can say it has only one parameter. So I type here string n, and name equals to n, roll number equals to 100, and fee equals to 1000. So you can also create a constructor that takes only one argument. Now if I copy this code once again and paste it here and change from S2 to S3, and now this time I pass only one parameter here. I type here Chris and run this program. You will see the first three values are the values that we have passed to the constructor number 3, to this. And second time when we pass nothing, then the compiler takes the first constructor, that is non-parameterized constructor. And the third time when we pass only one argument, that it takes the third constructor, that is this, that takes only one argument. So I hope you understand what is constructor and why we use it. We use constructor to initialize the instance variables of that class. You can create more than one constructor in a class. The constructor may be parameterized or non-parameterized. That totally depends upon you. Now you may got a question that if you don't create any constructor in the class, then what will be happen? Now if you don't write any constructor in the class, then the Java automatically create a constructor for you. Now how that constructor look like? That constructor would be like this, student. Now this is the default constructor which is created when we don't create any constructor. But when we create constructor, then this constructor is not going to execute, because Java is going to take only other constructors. So I hope you understand about the constructors in Java. If you feel any problem, then you can definitely ask me a question. That's it for this video. I will see you in next video.